So yes, I'm here with the plausible answers for the PhD questions that I mentioned in my earlier videos. I hope you get something out of these videos and it might be helpful in your upcoming interviews. So let's get ahead with it. So the first question is introduce yourself and introduce your topic. As I said or mentioned earlier in my previous video that these questions are often clubbed together. So what is the better way of answering this question is, first suggestion, don't lose yourself. Be very precise and direct, pinpoint your answer. That should be your approach. So you'll begin like, hello sir or madam, or hello professors, good morning, good evening, whatever greetings you want. And I am so and so person. I have done my masters from so and so place. You can also mention the place where you come from. Not necessary though, but you can always. And my research proposal is titled as this, whatever. ठीक है, ये तुम्हारा और तुम्हारे इसका जस्ट एक लाइन में इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया. एंड यू हैव टू टॉक एटलीस्ट 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes about what you are doing. Okay, so how would you begin it? Like within the same question also only you have to say that after your title is this, as the title suggests, I'm working on this area and particularly I'm interested in looking at this aspect which hasn't been significantly discussed in the wider academic scholarship, and I would want to contribute. Like you have to talk a bit about what you are going to do. Okay, yeah, so this is how it is. And don't lose yourself, like don't blabber, go in. It's better that you write and practice before going for any interview. Okay, how would you, because that is the first question and that is the first impression. So it's better that you write and practice. Okay, yeah. The second question is your methodology question, like what methodology are you using for your research topic or research thesis. So how would you answer that question? So it can be said as, primarily I would be using qualitative study or quantitative study or mixed methods, whatever you're using. And I would be using the methods would include survey or interview or archival sources or textual analysis / content analysis, or I would do an ethnographic study, whatever you want to say. It should be very explicit. And most often in English literature, mostly you're doing textual analysis, right? Or maybe interviews or case study also people do. So like whatever. So with that, we mostly use theoretical frameworks. So most often when they're asking methodology, you have also to mention your theoretical frameworks. So I'm using this, and the theoretical frameworks that I'm using is this, and you should also mention why this theoretical frameworks you have chosen and how does it help you in this research. What are the aspects of this particular theory that is useful or important for your research and for the research that you're undertaking. Also, why have you chosen that particular method of that particular theoretical framework, for that matter? Why did you choose them? And you have to describe a bit about your theoretical frameworks. Okay, so describe a bit, but yes, be precise. Like be precise. Precision is very important. And like how these specific theoretical frameworks are going to be applied in your specific text that you're taking. Okay, so this is how you should answer that. These would help me in seeing this in a particular way. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, the next question is explain your primary materials. If they ask you to explain how these primary materials are important for your study, don't summarize it. Don't. Summary is not what is expected. You should only emphasize those parts which are useful, those parts of those primary materials which are useful for your study. So it could be that way that this particular text raises this particular concern and I'm interested in seeing these aspects through these theories, and and also most of the times there wouldn't be directly the thematic concerns that you're looking at a text wouldn't be directly present. It means that you are looking at a text in a particular way. It is your personal, your own interpretation of those theme or whatever. तो मतलब you are interpreting it in such a way. तो ये भी बोल सकते हो कि I'm interpreting this text, I'm looking at this text in a particular way. Yeah, so this is how you need to talk about. Okay. Yeah, so what I mentioned is that talk only about its relevance to your thesis or to your project. Yeah, next question is like, wait, yeah, objectives. Objectives may I don't know what to say, because it's better that you objective section hota hai, right, in your research proposal. It's better that you by heart it and you understand it and you say whatever it is, like on point to point, you by heart your objectives and say it explicitly pura. So that is what I have to say. You can add here that this hasn't been significantly discussed in the wider academic scholarship, and I'm contributing this and I'm working on this. I'm addressing this research gap which hasn't been discussed. Let's say if I was working on memoirs of mental illness, maybe I wanted to see, I want to see these narratives occupying a distinct category within the broader area of life writing. Just giving an instance. So this is how you can see that. The objectives may just summarize, kind of paraphrase your or learn by heart whatever your objectives mentioned in your research proposal. The next question is are you flexible with your topic? Flexibility, as I said, it's better that you say yes, I am flexible with the topic, but it would be great if I if I get to work on things on this same broader area or maybe the intersecting areas. But yes, I am also keen on exploring other areas. You can say it that way. But if you're someone who is adamant to work on the same area, you can say them that. I don't know. See, we cannot reveal the intentions of the interviewer, like what are his intentions behind asking such questions. Mostly it's because the person may see potential in you and would but maybe his or her area is not that and would want you to be something of that sort. It could reveal that the person is interested in taking you. So it could be. So it's better that you have 2-3 areas in your mind, and when asked you can say these areas. Yeah, the next question, and I think final, because उसके बाद जो questions होंगे वो आपके area specific होंगे, which you should answer. Like if you're asked what is the novelty of the research, then you will say that there has been different kinds of works done on this broader area. You can mention some that there has been discussed this few areas, and then but I'm looking at this area, I'm looking at this particular issue or concern, or I am using this particular text which hasn't been so far discussed. There has been few research papers on that, but there hasn't been a thesis as such on that. So I want to work on this particular text. I want to because it hasn't been discussed before. So that is how you can answer that, and yeah, it will contribute to this wider curriculum, wider academic scholarship. So yeah, this is how I think could be answered. This is how I think people can answer questions. But there's not one way. You can have your own ways to. I'm just suggesting here that this could be one of the ways of answering the questions. Thank you so much, and all the best.